Hey everyone! The DCU's Supergirl just released, marking the first official project in the cinematic universe not written or directed by James Gunn. It was first announced when the DCU was first shown off, where it was explained that it would be based off of Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. The film was directed by Craig Gillespie and starring Millie Alcock, and I was really interested in this one. But what did I think after watching it? It was decent. I think the film does a really good job with the character of Supergirl and how she is not just another Superman. She experienced the death of Krypton firsthand and had to adapt to life on a new planet. I think all of the scenes describing her backstory in the middle of the film do a great job of illustrating this, as well as Kara's current emotional and mental state. I think Millie Alcock did a pretty good performance as this version of the character. She feels like a 20-something-year-old woman whose life is a bit of a mess, which, hey, I can't blame her. She still tries to do good, she does have her parents' and cousins' influence after all, but she's scattered and a bit reluctant to be a hero at times. But she grows in this respect due to her relationship with Ruthie. These two kind of develop a mentor-mentee relationship that I kind of like. Ruthie is dealing with the anger that comes with losing loved ones, something that Kara has already gone through, and they both try to deal with that on their quest. There's also some decent action sequences in this, particularly the ones that featured the main man himself, Lobo. Both in a scene in the middle of a sci-fi city and on a scene with the villain ship at the end are really cool battles, letting Supergirl fly around and punch things and having Lobo use his full arsenal of weapons. However, everything beyond that is kind of lukewarm at best. Krem of the Yellow Hills is not a very interesting villain at all. He does some pretty heinous things over the course of the film, from killing Ruthie's family to keeping women as slaves, but he doesn't really have a personality or motive outside of that, just kind of doing evil things because he can. I hear he's a very different character in the comic this story is based on, being a medieval enforcer for a tyrannical king, which seems more interesting than a generic space brigand. He doesn't really get much time in the action sequences either, it's mostly just his henchmen. And going back to Lobo, while I liked Jason Momoa in the role, he felt like he was kind of holding back a bit. When I picture Lobo, I picture his booming evil laugh, quick action, and a huge personality. While there were glimpses of that, I don't think he ever fully got to that insane level. I liked this one scene where he was riding his bike around and tossing grenades, grinning like a maniac, and I wish there could have been more of that. Also, you can tell he wasn't in the original story, because honestly, you could completely remove him and not much would change. Then, throughout the movie, there were just a bunch of weird technical and creative decisions that I wasn't a huge fan of. Like, at one point, Supergirl and Ruthie get on this alien tour bus piloted by a tiny guy with a deep voice that feels like it would fit better in Star Wars, more so than a Supergirl movie. And there's also a lot of gross-out humor in the script, more than I would like, such as how they go to a store where one of the snacks they can get is literal poop of this weird creature. And there's also a good amount of vomit in the film, which, hey, Supergirl's a bit of an alcoholic, but also, did we need to see that multiple times? I also thought there was some weird pacing, editing, and cinematography hiccups throughout, especially towards the end of the film, where they keep cutting to odd close-ups of the characters. And throughout the movie, there are a lot of those, oh no, all hope is lost moments that lead to the hero swooping in to save the day. Like, multiple happen in the climax. I don't know if we needed that. And then there's a lot of issues that kind of just plague modern blockbusters, such as a bit of quippy dialogue and some not very good green screen usage, but those are just kind of nitpicks at this point. Really, I just think this film is okay, but it doesn't really do anything super well, apart from maybe the titular character herself and the unique message of you aren't perfect, but you can still be good. I like that message, even if they do directly tell it to the audience. I've been seeing people compare this movie to Phase 1 of the MCU, where films like The Incredible Hulk and Thor came out and weren't super good either, but they were fine enough as building blocks towards the Avengers movies. I think that this movie does a fine job as that, since it literally is the second movie of the DCU. I think it's cool that Supergirl gets to be involved this early on in the franchise's life, and I'm interested to see where her story goes after this. I'd say you can check it out if you want, though don't go in expecting something on the same level as Superman. But at the end of the day, these are just some of my opinions, and the only one who can decide if you think the movie is good or not is you. Thanks for listening to my thoughts, and let me know what you thought of the movie in the comments below. Leave a like and subscribe if you feel like it, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.